What it do? The king is back. LFA 239 Mecate versus Exposito is taking place today, Friday, on the 21st of August. Today, I'm going to give you guys my full card predictions. Let's get into it. Alright, for the first fight of the night, we have Breno going against oh my god, Bektur Zhenishbek Uulu. Now, I actually watched some fights from Bektur. I'm going to call him Bektur. Bektur is basically just copy print version of what's his name, Abayev. He fights exactly like Abayev, and he's a high level fighter. He has some high level wins, especially the one win on one championship against Azavakbayev Kolimarzayev, where he was struggling a little bit on the feet with the calf kicks and the length of Azakbayev. But then he did a good job of closing the distance, even throwing some nice calf kicks, even striking pretty well and getting to the takedowns. Like, bro, he's literally a carbon copy of Abayev, and he's really good. I don't give a fuck if he's 5'4". This guy is really good. And he's going against Marcos Breno. Low-level fighter on the regional scene. Does have some pretty high-level losses, though. I'll give the loss against Ruffin Stotts. He's very high-level. And the loss against Denny Sabatello, who is doing very well in Rising right now. But he hasn't won since, 4 years ago against Josh Hill, who's on a big losing streak. Went over Ir Farias and Leandro da Silva. Yeah, I really don't think it's going to cut it. I don't believe in the ability of Marcos Breno, especially since we saw his grappling get exposed by high-level grapplers like Ruffin Stotts. So I'm going to pick Bektur Uulu to win this. I think he should grapple fuck his way to a decision. I don't think he's going to get a finish like some people believe he will. But I will say he is a little small for this division. I think he should go to flyweight like Abayev. Like, go to flyweight. You're 5'4". But it's whatever, though. He should do pretty good here, and I think he wins this by decision. I'm going to speedrun this shit. On God. Alright, this is interesting. Alright, in this fight we have Ryan Firinaiu going against Robert-Ramirez. Now, there is literally no tape on Robert-Ramirez except for the fact that he has some type of wrestling base and some like online, like I watched some of his wrestling. He's a pretty decent wrestler, but it's not like he was an Olympic gold medalist or something like that. He didn't go to the Olympics or anything like that. He's just a freestyle wrestler that wrestled. They don't really have any high-level accolades in high school or a record or anything like that. Not like a Wes Schultz or some shit. So, he's an interesting fighter. There's not really much tape on him. Went on his Instagram, of course. No Diddy, no gay shit. I'm not trying to see this guy's dick or some shit. But I did see that he is kind of locked in with MMA, and he has a decent build for a heavyweight. For 265, he's actually very built. Has some decently visible abs, so you can tell he's actually pretty athletic. And he's been training with some decently high-level fighters. Not consistently, but he has some training with Francis Ngannou, Sean Strickland, even Volkov. I rate the one with Volkov. But in this fight, you just have to pick Rion Firinaiu, mainly because of a few things. We don't know how the striking of Yohan Ramirez is going to look like. We don't know how good his grappling is going to translate in MMA. And we don't know how good his cardio is going to be in MMA. A lot of unknowns with the guy. And guess what? He's the fucking favorite. This is wild. I don't think Ryan Firinaiu is a lock, but he trains with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Like, he's not he doesn't know shit. Like, he actually, like, it's not like he doesn't know anything. He's training with high-level fighters, and he's 1-0 right now. Obviously not the highest level competition like Christopher Collins, who's fighting in the next fight. But it's like, in the fight with Christopher Collins, he showed pretty decent takedown defense. He showed pretty good cardio and a decent understanding of striking. So, I'm going to pick... Oh, shit. I'm going to pick Ryan Firinaiu to win this based off the fact that I actually saw his takedown defense and it looked pretty decent. Like, I'm not going to lie. Christopher Collins was getting some good entries into those takedowns. He just showed a pretty good understanding of defensive wrestling. So, I'm going to go with Ryan Firinaiu to win this. It's going to be interesting if Ramirez does win this. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Because, bro, being a favorite when you're 0-0 is a little crazy. I guess the guy was 1-0 and only has a few losses in his amateur. That's insane. I'm going to go for Firinaiu, and I think this gets another round 3 TKO. Really, I'm not going to lie. This really depends on the gas tank of Ramirez, but we'll see. Alright. Yo, what a fucking nickname. Alright, in this next fight, we have Terrell Big Baby Bosen going against Christopher Lightning Collins. This is a setup win for Christopher Collins. I want you to guess the last time that Terrell Bosen, Big Baby, fought. Take a guess. Oh my God. 11 years and 6 months. This fucker hasn't fought in 11 years and 6 months. Bro, he's been sitting on his couch for 11 years. And he got called up by the LFA to fight Christopher Shitty Nolans. Christopher Nolan should win this shit easily. I don't think he finishes him. Don't get me wrong, he's not a finisher. Like I said, he's a wrestler. He has a wrestling base. He dropped down to 205? Or is this... Wait. Who went up and who went down? Oh, he probably went down. I can't lie. This guy fat as shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But... yeah, Christopher Nolan should win this easily. Tyrell Bosen, 37-year-old, turning 38 this year. Hasn't fought in 11 years. Some of the biggest gyno I've ever seen. His titties are poking in my fucking eyes, bro. It hurts. But, bro, Christopher Nolan has to win this. He literally has to win this. People picking Bosen are just trying to fade him. Or they think Ryan Firinaiu is just that dog. Shit. But Christopher Nolan should win this. He should win this pretty fucking easily via grappling. Honestly, he should. Maybe even finishing him via TKO. This guy hasn't fought in 11 years. What is this cardio going to look like? Fucking knows. Alright, in this next fight, we have Savak Khachatryan, Armenian, going against Aiden, the future Ingram. Brother, you're not the future, and you're going to get your ass fucking whooped by Savak. Now, Savak, even though he is Russian... he isn't a grappler. He's actually a high-level striker, and he's a very entertaining striker. And he has some pretty decent knockout power. I'm not going to lie. He has some pretty decent finishing prowess. And I rate him. I rate him pretty well. I actually saw some pretty decent potential on, I think it was Uriah Faber. Maybe, I think it was on Uriah Faber A1 Combat. But still, saw some pretty good talent. Landed a nasty left hook, dropped his opponent, and finished him. He's going against Aiden Ingram. Now, Aiden Ingram... beat somebody a 2-1 eventually. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Beat him a month ago. Getting another turnaround going against Savat. Yeah, Ingram isn't going to win this. He has a good Muay Thai base. But if I had to pick someone to win this, I would pick Savak to win this. I think Savak's just going to push the pace, push Ingram against the cage. And I think he's going to land, and I think he's going to knock him out. Kind of similar to a fight with Chase Whitmer, just that Savak is better. He deadass is. He's the fucking truth. And I think this is a round 1 TKO. First Savak. Actually, I'm going to go round 2. Now I'm going to go round 1. So, yeah, I think Savak won this. I think he wins this by round 1 TKO. Let's get it. Like, I'm not going to... this is just, like... this is LFA. I don't really give a fuck. I can't lie. Alright, in this next fight, we have Trevor Devestern going against Edmund Kwan. Now, even though Edmund Kwan did lose as a pretty big fucking favorite against Lawai Abushar, bro, Abushar is pretty fucking big for this weight class. He's like 6'4". And you can't blame him for getting hit with that nasty-ass knee up the middle. Like, bro. Like, if half of us are getting hit by that, we're all getting finished. But Edmund Kwan is a decently high-level fighter, pretty well-rounded, but he is low-key just trying to get you to the ground and finish you via submissions. He has a very good ground game. And against Trevor Devestern, I think he can do that, and I think he gets a round 1 submission. I'm not glad Trevor Devestern just isn't that high-level fighter. Has a loss against Will Gibson. Mamma mia. And all of his other wins are very low-level. Hasn't really fought. Even David Rivera, who lost again since losing to Trevor Devestern, just isn't high level. I guess Trevor Devestern will have a size advantage here. Not the same size advantage of Abushar, but he's going to have a little size advantage here. It won't really matter. I think Edmund Kwan just throw looping shots, get to the ground game, and finish him via round 1 submission. It should be pretty easy for him. He's a good grappler. Yeah. Alright, in this next fight, we have Joaquin the Dream Garcia going against Orlando Sandman Sanders. Now, Joaquin Garcia, high-level grappler, just trying to throw strikes. He's just trying to throw output just to take you down and finish you via submissions. He has a good submission game. I'll give it to him. And he can go decisions if he needs to. He's decently well-rounded. I'll say he's decently well-rounded. I don't really like his striking that much. Going against Orlando Sanders, dog shit, regional bullshit. Lost to a 3-5 Miguel Tovar. This is a little bit of a setup, especially with the fact that Joaquin Garcia is going to be 6'1". He's going to be 4 inches taller and bigger than Orlando Sanders. I think Joaquin Garcia can easily implement his game of just pushing Orlando against the cage, getting his body lock, and submitting him in the first round. I know he's never been submitted, but so was Gergardo Bazodadludia blah blah blah. He was never submitted, not even in the first round, and he finished him in the first round very easily. This guy's a very good ground game, a lot of potential, only 24 years old. Hopefully he gets to UFC. He looks like a decent character, but we're going to see. I don't think his game will be that applicable at 170. I think he needs to drop down a weight class, but yeah, we'll see. I think he wins this by round 1, and I think he wins this via submission. All right, in this next fight, we have Irakli Ika Kuchukhidze going against Austin, the Ace Clayton. Now, even though Austin Clayton did lose his O in a pretty good back and forth fight with Nick Galante, he lost by 48-47. That's pretty fucking good if you ask me. Like, if you at like going 48-47 with Nick Galante, and I rate him a lot, that's very good competition to lose to. And I think he easily beats Ira. Oh my god, I think he beats Ika pretty easily. He's a finisher before he lost against Nick Galante. And even though he did lose, he went 5 rounds with Nick Galante. And going 5 rounds when before he had all finishes is pretty impressive. He showed a pretty good gas tank in my opinion. A lot more impressive than I thought he would. So I think he's going to win this. I think he's going to finish Ika. He is a Bison Kuchukhidze victim. And I think Austin Clayton finishes him pretty easily. I'm just going to pick round 1 just because I want him to be better than Bison Kuchukhidze. My guy, the shit that Kuchukhidze is doing is low-key a little lame. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't like Namo Fazil, but jumping him with 20 Chechnyans with Abdul Rahman Yakyayev, that guy's a fucking demon, by the way. Genuinely. It's a little weird, you know what I'm saying? I know we talk shit. It's a character. You shouldn't be taking it seriously, but it's whatever. Who gives a fuck? Austin Clayton should win this pretty easy. He wins this by round 1 TKO. He's the bigger fighter. Ika is a striker. They're both strikers. Guess who's the better striker? Austin Clayton. That's simple. Alright, in this next fight, we have Nika... That sounded wrong. Nika Sabanashvili going against Arthur Gadzhikhanov. Now, this could look very similar to the fight with Riley Palmer. Oh my god. Riley Palmer was a grappler, and he grappled Nika whatever. And in the first round, he had some pretty good success. Took him down very easily, and almost finished him multiple times, getting an arm triangle choke. Almost finished him via ground and pound, but he gassed himself out. And he gassed himself out even more, trying to get more takedowns. And he got reversed twice in both of those rounds. He got reversed in the second and the third, trying to go for takedowns, but being a fucking retard. I don't think Arthur is going to do that. I think Arthur, who is like the inbred version of Fair ZM, holy shit, I just noticed that. Wait, do you guys see that as well? Oh my god. I actually just fucking noticed that. He actually looks like the in-bed version of Fair ZM. That's interesting. But yeah, he's a high-level grappler, and I think he should just grapple fuck Nika. He's been grapple fucked before, though he's shown some pretty decent defensive grappling, I guess. Fuck. But he should just get grapple fucked here. It should be pretty easy. But for the odds that Arthur is, I think he's like a minus 500. I would honestly just put like $1 or $2 on Nika just in case. Like, bro, this guy could definitely win. Like, it's just like if you could hold him and get him on the ground, like yeah, you beat him. But he has a decent headlock, front series choke. He has a good Dars. He has a good guillotine. But other than that, he's pretty dog shit. He's a little low output on the feet, especially for a grappler. He'll be very low output on the feet for a grappler because he just doesn't want to get taken down. Similar to like a Trayshawn Gore versus Rodolfo Vieira. That's fucking niche right there. Not really. But yeah, I don't think Arthur, he's a decisionator. They're both decisionators in my opinion. Even though this guy has all finishes. If you're grapple fucking him, he will go to a fucking decision. And he lost to a fucking nobody, by the way. Disgusting. So yeah, I think Arthur wins this. I think he wins this by grapple fuck decision. Maybe even on the feet. Who fucking knows? Let's see it. Alright, in this next fight, we have Benny Orozco going against Zamal Mazidulov. Now, I know this guy had a disappointing loss in his last fight. Did this guy miss weight? Oh, my God. Fucking fat ass. Yeah, but I know Jamal did disappoint us in his last fight versus Dedrick Sanders. Yeah, I don't think it's really mattered here. Benny Orozco is literally sub or bust. He's a sub or bust fighter. He is very explosive in that first round. And if he doesn't get the sub in the first rounds, yeah, he's low-key getting finished. Like, he's low-key going to lose a decision. And if he's going against another decent grappler, he's going to lose, like Richie Lewis. And I think Zamal Mazidulov, who hasn't really shown his grappling, is a pretty decent striker and has pretty good grappling. He has a decent wrestling base. I think he should be fine here. I didn't really watch the fight with Dedrick Sanders. I swear to God, if he got grapple fucked, and I just don't know because I didn't feel like watching this fight, I'm going to look like a fucking retard. But this guy's 6'2". It's going to be hard for Benny Orozco to get his takedown and get that body lock. So I'm going to go with Zamal Mazidulov to get a TKO in the second round. Kind of like Benny Orozco's kind of like Ramiz Brahimaj, where it's like he either gets a sub or he just gasses out like a retard. And I think he's going to gas out here trying to take down Jamal Mazidulov. We'll see. Let's fucking go. Alright. In the co-main event, we have Daniel Frunza going against Jonathan Haynes. I'm going to go with Daniel Frunza. Daniel Frunza does have a big gaping hole pause in the grappling. But he's not going against grappling. He's going against a pretty small welterweight in Jonathan Haynes, who is a striker. Has a pretty good jiu-jitsu game, but he mainly just fights off his back. If you do take him down, guess what? He's not going to get taken down here. And Daniel Frunza should piece him up on the feet. And I think Daniel Frunza gets a round 3 TKO. He actually has some pretty good knockout power, especially on the regional scene. He was pretty fucking explosive. Good win over Jalen Fuller, who got a recent win over Christopher Turner, I think. I don't even fucking know. But yeah, I think Daniel Frunza wins this. High-level striker should be able to keep this fight on the feet. I swear, I can just see Daniel Frunza doing some dumb shit. But he should win this pretty easily. Alright, in this next fight, we have Manuel Exposito going against Chris Mecate. Chris Mecate is a grappler, high-level wrestler, high-level wrestling background. Lost his last fight against Eric Visconti, where Eric Visconti was able to stuff the takedowns and got a doctor stoppage TKO in the second round. Then he goes to split decision with a fucking random. Like what the fuck, man? Going against Manuel Exposito, was on the contender series against Jose Delano. Had a pretty good back and forth fight. But he was not able to get his takedowns and he got fucked on the feet. And low-key, same thing is going to happen here against Chris Mecate. But Chris Macate's actually the better grappler, and he's probably going to get his own takedowns on Manuel Exposito. So yeah, I think Chris Mecate wins this. I think he's a pretty durable fighter. This is a 3-rounder, not a 5-rounder. So I do favor Chris Mecate to push a pace against Manuel Exposito, and I think he wins this by decision via grapple fuck. We do got to mention the fact that he is one of the 2 losses of Jose Delgado, who I think is going against Gene Silva in the Noche card, and he's gonna get fucked, bro. Gene Silva is genuinely gonna expose him. Holy shit! If Gene Silva is anywhere near a minus 200 or 300, oh my god, fucking steal! I'm taking that shit. But yeah, Macate's gonna win this. I think he wins this by grapple fuck decision because he is the better grappler here. At least he should be. He has a way better background. And yeah, that does it for my picks for LFA 239. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Do that good shit. I'm gay. I like dick. Bye.